Before I start making this BALISONG, I want to note that I tried to make Octane's heirloom before this, and well, you can see it didn't go as planned, mainly because I used screws, which ended up snapping the blade the more and more I twisted it. Remember, with art, you never make mistakes, you just make progress. You'll see soon. Here's how I corrected my mistakes and made the second BALISONG better. They even gave me some candy inside my filament packet. Making the blade is the easiest part. You just want to make sure you go past the outline so when you smooth it you have enough space. Sometimes when you make the outline and you follow it completely, when you smooth it you're going to have to fill some stuff in later. You can see how I'm going a little bit past the outline here. Filling this stuff in takes a really long time, but with the power of editing, you don't have to sit down for hours with your hand in the same spot. You're welcome. Making the handles the same exact thing as the blade. Go past the outline, fill it all in, and wish you never started this project in the first place. Now I magically have 4 done. For some reason my file got corrupted, so part of the video is missing, and this video is super dark for some reason, but basically I just kept adding and flattening the filament over and over and over again until I got the thickness that I wanted. I sanded this project in a hole like 10 or something times. You'll see later in the video, but you sand, you sand, you sand, and then you sand again. Here's what it looked like after 30 to 40 minutes of sanding. And instead of using nails, I corrected my mistake and bought screws. Now it's time to add the details of the blade, and I decided to use a rotary tool, but it didn't work, and you'll see why later in the video. At this point, I switched to the wood burner because the rotary tool was melting filament around the drill bit. Once all the holes were done, I used a pocket knife to cut off the remaining filament. Once I was done with that, I sanded it with a rough grit sandpaper. After I was done with the rough grit, I sanded everything again with a finer grit. Once everything was completely sanded, I put the screws in to connect both sides of the handles together. can see it flips really well here. Using the screws instead of the nails was a good idea. To connect both of the handles, I made a long rectangle piece and stuck it to the back. I also skipped this part because I'm sanding once again. I used a primer filler and I sanded again just to fill in any of the gaps that I missed before. I went over everything with black spray paint and a gloss finish, and this is the final result. And just adding this here to show that both of the handles move really well. And now it's time for the glamour shot.